Hello and welcome to CadenCenter. I am here with Angels radio host Trent Rush. Trent, are you ready to get into it?
Let's do it.
All right. So did you always know you wanted to be involved in sports broadcasting?
I did. Well, at first I wanted to play, and I wasn't any good at it. So I tried to find a way to be involved in sports somehow. So for me, broadcasting was kind of that passion. I got started at 15 years old. I was at Orange Lutheran High School, and I had a chance to be a part of our football broadcast. Our football team was pretty good. We were coming off a state championship the season before. So our games, it was a unique scenario. We had our broadcast actually on radio. It was a small little station, but it was actually on the radio. So that was a cool thing. And I got started doing that, and that evolved into doing some online different deals and went to Chapman University, and kind of the rest has been history here with the Angels now in my 8th season.
It's cool. So how do you feel about being around this area and lucky enough to cover the Angels, especially at a time where there's guys like Mike Trout, Shohei Ohtani? It's really a big time for the franchise.
Yeah, this is home for me, first and foremost. So I grew up in Anaheim. I mentioned Orange Lutheran, Chapman. I live in the city of Orange. This is home for me in so many different ways. So I hope I'm never anywhere else. I love being with the Angels, and man, to be here during this time, you're right. I mean, this is incredible. As amazing as Shohei Ohtani is, and getting a chance to see that, the genesis of it, from hearing Terry Smith mention 2 years before the Angels signed him, hey, keep an eye on this guy. Shohei Ohtani's his name. They're saying he's the Babe Ruth of Japan. Keep an eye out to him signing and now winning an MVP in the seasons he's had. It's been phenomenal. When I got here, Mike Trout was a one-time MVP. And so to see him win 2 more and to have crazy success and get a chance to watch the best player in a generation up close and personal, it's amazing. I'm going to tell stories about Trout and Ohtani to my grandkids hopefully someday, because it's been that cool seeing these guys.
For sure. And speaking of how cool it has been, what has been your favorite memory of the Angels?
So a couple of them that really jumped out, probably the 2 biggest. One would be when Albert Pujols hit his 600th home run. I got to interview Albert on the field right after that. Wow. That was amazing, just because, and you get to realize this, it's going to be a long time before we see 600 home runs again. It's going to be a long time before we see 3,000 hits again. So that was special. And then the no-hitter after the passing of Tyler Skaggs, when Taylor Cole and Felix Pena did that. And I'll never forget interviewing Dustin Garneau. In the middle of the interview, the players started walking back out onto the mound to go lay their jerseys down. And that was one thing. I probably made a mistake as a radio broadcaster, but I felt like it was the right thing to do in the moment. I said, Dustin, go be with your team mid-interview. And he went and did that, and I think we all just kind of patiently waited. I don't know what there is to say in a moment like that. It was special.
It's pretty special, yeah. So now you've done radio, but you've also done TV. Which do you like better?
I love both for different reasons. Radio is great because you can get into in-depth kind of at your own pace, and you have a lot more control about the storylines that you want to bring up. On TV, there's a lot more people involved. But I feel like on TV, sometimes you can tell the stories even better because you have pictures, because you have graphics, you have all these other things that help with that. So I love both. I don't know how to answer that question, but I love radio and TV for very different reasons. But I mean, anytime we get to talk baseball, I don't care what the platform is. How can you beat it, right?
Right. Yeah. Speaking of talking baseball, let's talk about Angels just for one question.
Okay.
What are your predictions for the rest of the season? We saw a hot start, kind of slowing down, but they still look pretty good compared to previous years.
I'm optimistic. I think the bullpen is going to be better than what we've seen. I think that this Angels lineup has been really good. And obviously the starting pitching, I think we expected it to be a lot better than last year. It's been much better than I expected it to be. Look, the Houston Astros are the team to beat in the AL West. We all know that. It's their division until somebody takes it from them. I think the Angels have the kind of group that, with some luck, and if they can go on a little run here, they're going to be able to challenge Houston for sure. But I think this team is solidly in that next group of teams like the Twins and the Blue Jays and the Rays, where teams that are fighting for a division spot or a wild card spot, the way the Angels have played, to me, they absolutely look like a playoff team. And if you get into October, who knows what happens?
Anything can happen, right? Like in a wild card game, you have Ohtani on the mound, anything can happen. It's special.
Caden, one thing that people have told me, like I have never really thought of it this way. When other people watch the Angels, they're like, man, we don't want to face these guys. I've never thought about it. I always look at the other team and I'm like, oh, I don't want to face that guy. Teams don't want to play the Angels because of exactly what you said. No team wants to deal with Shohei Ohtani on the mound in a playoff game.
It's not fun.
Yeah, no way.
All right, so last question. What advice do you have for other kids who want to get into sports broadcasting like me?
First of all, hard work. And it's it is very much a who you know business. So I came into it not knowing a soul. So I made an effort to get to know as many people as possible. The work never stops. There is no Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. It is constant. It's overwhelming. You're constantly studying, constantly reading, constantly trying to gather as much information, not just about baseball or whatever sport you're covering, but watching others that have done this at a really high level for a long time. So I'm a student of broadcasting, have been for 15 years. I hope to be another 15 to 30 years from now, still doing the same thing, learning from other people, because again, it all starts with the work. And when you have work, usually opportunities come after that. And when that aligns, you get a couple breaks here and there, you got a chance to make a living and a life doing this. And it's been pretty cool.
All right, sounds good. Thank you for the interview, Trent.
Caden, anytime, man.